Hey everybody, welcome back to the Fellowship of the Pages. We're going to be going
Hello.
over Chapter 3, Three is Company.
That's kind of funny because we are a three-person podcast.
That is true. A little Three is
Fellowship
Company
of the
here.
Pages is three, Yeah, anyways, sorry. So yeah, I mean, this chapter, I feel like we were kind of talking about it a little before we started recording. Very um lots of new stuff goes on here. Just to kind of run it down real quick, I didn't think I was going to do this, but now I started talking and I'm going to do it. Essentially, we get like the sale of Bag End. Gandalf telling Frodo like, snap snap buddy, get to it, because he's been goofing around for like what, months at this point. I think it was like 2 months since the end of chapter 2. And yeah, so Gandalf is like, let's get going. And then, after some planning, they figure out that he's going to basically pretend that he's going to go to Buckland. And he's going to sell Bag End to the Sackville-Baggins. And then, the story is he's going to go out there, live out his days in the Buckland where he came from.
Yeah, I want to be like, this is if you guys haven't heard of the first few episodes, the book.
If you haven't, you should go listen to it.
Yeah, do that first.
Or if you just read the book and watched the movies, you'll know as well.
Yeah, but it's the first two, chapters. It more or less followed the movie pretty. Oh, not one for one, but pretty close to it.
Yeah,
Pretty
just change the order of how things happen. Yeah.
This is the first chapter. Yeah, this is the first chapter where it was like, yeah, none of this happened in the movie. Like, this is all just completely new content. There's like one thing that's similar, but the rest of it completely new content, drastically different from the movies.
Yeah, and like I guess the first thing we'll really dive into, at least the thing I really wanted to dive into, was the sale of Bag End.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
That was crazy.
Any of that.
I was not expecting that. I was like, but I wonder, because in the movie, obviously, he, goes back to his house and, he's writing the book. So I wonder, is he going to get Bag End back?
That's what I was wondering too when I was reading it, because obviously they have no mention of the sale in the movie. And so, I was reading it here and I was like, oh, no way. Like, there's got to be a way for him to get it back at the end. And I know there's the whole Shire, what do they call it? Like the whole, the whole thing at the end where, Sauron's being a little turd. But I'm assuming he gets it back during then. Maybe the Sackville-Baggins get got. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we learn in this chapter, I forgot his name, but one of the Sackville-Baggins, he already passes away. What's his name?
Or something. Otho?
Otho, yeah, I was gonna say, So he already passed away. He never got to see, his inheritance realized. So
well, even like Lobelia is like super old at this point too.
She's 100. She had to wait 77 years.
And then I did just kind of look into it. Supposedly somewhere, I don't know how, Samwise ends up with Bag End. I don't know if that's in like the appendices or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Frodo must leave it to him when he goes to the Undying Lands.
Right.
Because I know Samwise goes to the Undying Lands later after the fact, after he makes his 14 kids or whatever with Rosie.
I think he has like 12.
12,
so
yeah,
then he
400
definitely
Philip
does
Rivers.
get it back then. So technically,
he must,
in the movie, it still makes sense for him to have it,
Right.
But I guess we'll see when we get there.
If we're wrong here, correct us. But that's just kind of what I just.
Yeah, I mean, we're just going with what we got from the book. Because obviously, we've all seen the movie, but like that's like the whole point of this is we're going through the differences, figuring out like how much is left out of the movies, really.
Yeah, and like how we were just saying, this is the first chapter where everything was like, none of this is in the movie. This is all brand new content.
Yeah.
Right. And I thought it was kind of interesting too, because at the beginning of the chapter, you basically start off with Gandalf being like, "All right, dude, like, let's go. you got to figure out what you've been doing." It says right here, 2 or 3 weeks have passed since the end of chapter 2, so it wasn't 2 months. I got the 2 months figure from that's how long Gandalf stays in the Shire before he takes off. But I actually kind of thought it was funny because Gandalf said right here, He said, "Of course you mustn't vanish. That wouldn't do at all. I said soon, not instantly." So he's like, he's trying to get him to make a plan to finally get going. And then the reason I brought this up because at the bottom of the page, he didn't even like tell him to go anywhere specific yet. He was like, "Dude, just go
Yeah.
somewhere. Go north, south, west, east. Go literally anywhere away from here, basically." And then later,
Ah.
the next page, Frodo's like, "Well, where should I go?" And he's like, "Well, if you want my advice, I think you should go to Rivendell." And then that's kind of what gets him going because he's like, "Oh, I can take Sam and see the elves and all that stuff."
Yeah.
But I thought it was
Which
interesting how it wasn't just the immediate, "Oh, you should just go straight there."
Yeah.
no, I was gonna say because it also felt like less rushed, I guess, in the book.
Oh
Because
yeah,
in the movie it
Yeah.
was like, hey, we gotta
Like,
go.
holy shit,
everything was
pack your shit,
happening.
let's go right now. We're going.
Yeah, like Sauron's
Yeah.
on his way, buddy. Get going.
And
Yeah.
here he was like, hey, dude, you can like get your shit together and just kind of don't worry, you don't gotta hurry, but don't take your time.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, it's just a completely different tone. Which I mean, that's kind of been a common thing with the book versus the movie so far. This entire
Yeah.
intro sequence with Bilbo and Frodo and everyone has just been a lot more chill. It hasn't been like, "Oh, we found out that this is the ring. Okay, go now." It's been
Well,
like,
that
"Oh,
Right.
that's the ring, maybe. Oh, actually, I think it is, but hey, just don't use it. Don't
Yeah.
use it. Figure out where you want. Oh, you want to leave on your birthday? That's totally fine, dude. Just
Yeah.
make sure you do it."
and
Right.
then correct me if I'm wrong too. I do want to backtrack a little bit here. It just kind of popped into my head. With him selling back end, was there like a lot of talk of people basically being like, damn, is he broke already?
I mean, it was kind of. I mean, you know how hobbits be. I'm actually looking at that part right now.
Yeah,
It was
I
for a
just kind of
nice bit too. Said some at a bargain price. Said others, and this like it was a bunch of stuff going back and forth where people are like, "Oh, like what's going on?" Because a lot of people also associate the Bagginses of Bag End with being absurdly rich and having a bunch of gold in the walls and all that stuff. So it was kind of just one of those things where some people didn't believe it, some people did believe it, some people thought that Gandalf was behind it. Like it was just a bunch of different like Hobbit theories going on.
Mhm. That, and then here basically Gandalf tells him, hey, go to Rivendell. While in the movies, he's like, hey, meet me at the Prince and Pony.
Oh,
True,
yeah,
true. It's
true.
actually a lot different in the book because he
Yeah.
basically is like, "Hey, I need to go get some information. I will meet you like like on your birthday before you leave." Because, and I
Yeah.
think he specifically
Right.
says, "Because I feel like you're gonna need me on the road." Um, yeah, he
Yeah.
says right here, "I think after all, you may need my company on the road." Maybe kind of foreshadowing a little bit of the Nazgul pull up, I
Right.
guess you could call
Which,
it.
for
Because he
those,
probably was already aware of that by now. He probably
Yeah.
already knew. Yeah.
I mean, heck, that might have been what he was going to check in on. Because I mean, obviously, he didn't show up, which is kind of the next thing I really wanted to jump into was Gandalf didn't show up. Like
Yep.
he says, I'll come back before," and then he doesn't, and then they leave, and Frodo's basically like, "Well, dang, I hope he meets us, like later along the road, maybe in Buckland, maybe whatever."
I think we go the whole
Um,
chapter without Gandalf, right?
yeah,
I don't
Yeah,
think
there's
yeah,
no mention of
yeah,
him,
he
and then
doesn't
well, I mean,
show up.
other than when kind of jumping ahead a little bit here, but Frodo talks. He's talking to the elf guy. Why am I
Yeah.
blanking on his name?
it starts with a G.
Yeah.
Gildor. Thank you.
Gildor.
He's talking to Gildor, and he's like, "Yeah, Gandalf was supposed to meet me, and he's not here." And Gildor's like, "Uh-oh, that's not good."
Which makes me kind of, because wasn't Gandalf like, hey, I'm gonna go like get information and then I'm gonna come back, right?
Hmm.
Which makes me kind of think like if they're gonna do like the thing where they show us an event and then it's like, hey, this is happening at the same time. So it's just like, hey, he's gonna go see Saruman or something like that, and then Saruman jumps him.
Right, so that's kind of what I was thinking. Is this the part of the movie where he went to go get some information from Saruman, and Saruman was like, "Gotcha."
Mm-hmm. And I feel like if next time we see it, it's gonna be like, hey, well, they were doing this. This was happening.
Right, right. And that's kind of what I was thinking because I mean, obviously, as we know, that's the next event that happens in the movie, but obviously we got a lot more information here in the book, a lot more events that happen. So is there something that happens in between Gandalf
And
going
maybe we'll
to
learn. in the next
See,
chapter? What whole
I'm
you don't know?
hoping.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm hoping.
what got me really curious too, like, is how instead of like how in the movies Gandalf has a cape, you meet the prancing pony.
yeah.
This time he says, "Let's just go to Rivendell." How are we going to be introduced to Aragorn now?
Mm.
Oh. Well, I'm assuming they're gonna end up at the Prancing Pony.
Maybe I said I don't know. Yeah, I said,
No,
maybe
that
I'm
would
sure
be
they'll end up at that.
crazy. That would be insane if they don't go to the Prancing Pony and meet Aragorn. That would be a
Yeah, they
crazy.
have to. That's such a big part in the movie. It wouldn't make
Yeah,
sense for that to be in the
That's what
book.
that's what I'm saying. So I mean, I'm curious
yeah.
to see if it's any different that
I'm sure
way.
it'll be
Oh, that's
different.
how. Okay, I understand.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
wondering
sure it'll be
how
different.
they're gonna do it differently because of how they did it in the book. I get it. Yeah, 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 for
Yeah,
sure. I think that they're going to basically have it be the same kind of situation where like Gandalf is still missing, and then they get there, and then they meet up
yeah,
with Aragorn, and Aragorn might maybe he'll have more information in the book. Maybe he'll be like, oh yeah, like last time I heard he was headed to Saruman or something. Like I don't know. Maybe he'll have something for us though, because that would be interesting. I am excited to get to Aragorn, dude.
me too.
Then I don't know if we skipped over it. Pippin's with them, right?
Yeah, Pippin is with
Yeah, they're
them.
all together.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's Pippin, Sam, and Frodo all leaving together, which is
Hmm.
different. Which actually leads me into the next thing I wanted to bring up, which was so obviously, Frodo was getting his stuff moved to his new home in Buckland. Mary is actually the one, it says right here, Mary took charge of this and drove off with Fatty. That is Fredegar Bolger. She's
Yeah,
like, someone must get there and warm the house before you arrive, said Mary. We will, well, see you later, the day after tomorrow, et cetera, et cetera. So, we get a little bit more about what Mary's doing. He actually is the one in charge of taking all of Frodo's stuff. Basically, he's in charge of the moving truck to get
right,
all of his
right,
stuff over. And then, yeah, Pippin stayed behind, and then it ended up basically just being Pippin, Sam, and Frodo that end up leaving at night.
right.
Um, and then I thought another thing that was kind of interesting. So I'm only bringing this up because it's right next to the page. It was, um, who was it? I lost it. He took his own tea. Oh yeah, so Lobelia came up uh to basically do a checklist of stuff at Bag End to make sure that nothing was taken with Mary that was supposed to be hers. And it's just this one little line right here. She snorted and showed plainly that she thought the Gamgee's capable of plundering the hold during the night because because Frodo was gonna leave the key with the Gamgees. And it just
Oh.
immediately after just says Frodo did not offer her any tea.
Disrespect.
And then is after that he took his own tea with Pippin and Sam Gamgee in the kitchen. So he had tea, just didn't want to give none to her.
Dude, he's a petty dude. I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be too with the Sackville-Baggins, bro, especially with what
Bill
her
Bell, yeah.
the other guy that show up, Lotho, being like,
Well, that's her son, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
or her sandy-haired son, yeah, who Frodo doesn't like. So he's also showing up, and she's all like, "Oh, it's 3 hours." So I'll be like, "Dude, no tea for you. Get out of here."
Right. And pretty soon after that, something kind of like creepy happens where
Oh
Frodo
yeah.
goes out onto his front porch and then he overhears the old gaffer talking to somebody strange in a somehow unpleasant voice. Um, and basically, you hear Gaffer, say, "No, Mr. Baggins has gone away. Went this morning. He's gone." And then we later find out that that's a Nazgul, that's a Black Rider, just in the Shire, just right there. And
Hmm.
Frodo just turns around and walks right back in Bag End, not knowing that if like he would have walked out and been like, "Oh, who's he talking to?" The Nazgul probably would have just killed him right then and there.
Yeah,
I found that crazy. I'm just like, "Holy crap!" Like he
that
was
it definitely
close to
built some
death.
suspense.
Yeah, he
Well,
could
this
have
one's
been
kind of
killed.
like a like not even I won't even say suspense. It's just kind of one of those like, dang, dude, the whole thing could have just ended right there.
Mhm.
That's
And
pretty
he was
Goes
just
to
suspenseful, if you
show
ask
you,
me.
they say, I think it was Gandalf said this to Frodo that the Shire will no longer offer you protection or something like that.
Because they
And
know about it.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, he's probably in way more danger if he stayed in the Shire. He would have been killed.
I mean, even Gildor said, "It seems you have just left on time, if on time you are."
Jeez.
He's like, "Dude, like you just made it, if you even did. Like we don't know
Yeah,
yet."
man.
I actually really like Gildor. I like the elves so much.
Mhm.
But
Gilder was
we'll
actually a
get to
G.
more. Yeah, he is he
Yeah.
is a G. Gildor, the G.
Oh.
We'll get to more of him later though.
Yeah.
The other thing I kind of wanted to jump into was them actually leaving. It was kind of
Yeah.
sad actually because I feel like there's multiple times when Frodo turned around and was just like goodbye.
What
Like
do you
once when
mean?
they're actually leaving Bag End, he was like looking at it, like looking through the windows, and then they got like farther away, and then he was able to see the lights of like the shy or the wherever they left from that little pocket, like
Yeah.
the of Bag End, the hill, and he was like saw the lights, and then they get to like the valley, and then they're like, "Well, I wonder if we're ever gonna see this valley again." I'm like, geez, dude.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yep.
mean,
Like,
they
it just
do.
made me feel so like it just made it feel so heavy because, like,
Well,
obviously, they don't go that far away from home. This is a huge deal.
yeah.
Remember that line in the movie where Salmon's like, "I take one more step. It's the furthest I've ever be from
Oh,
home."
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that
I
was
don't
another
think
thing
that.
too. Sam is so like in tune with all this stuff. He's like, "Oh yeah, right up there's gonna be some firewood or something like that." Apparently, like within 20-mile radius, he is all about this area. Like he knows all of
Right,
this stuff,
I think
right.
which
that
is
makes
really
sense though.
cool.
He's
He
a
only knows.
gardener.
Yeah, it does,
Yeah,
right? That
yeah,
makes so much more sense. And I feel like we didn't get a whole lot of that Sam in the movie. Like obviously we got the coolest guy ever, Samwise Gamgee, but like we didn't
yeah.
get the survivalist Sam really all that much.
I think in the movies they only mention that he's a gardener like twice.
Probably. Yeah. I do like that line that they added, to the movie about if I take one more step. I really like that. I'm assuming if it's not in this chapter, I don't think it's in the book, but
It might be in the next one because they really haven't gotten that far. I mean, there's even
yeah.
before they saw the Nazgul, there was a line about how Frodo was like they all start sleeping and Frodo wasn't worried about nothing because they're still in like the heart of the Shire, but
Right.
they still got some Nazgul on their cheeks, so
Again,
I'm
to
pretty
be
sure.
fair though, the Shire is pretty damn big. I remember we did the
it
measurements on that.
is it's
Yeah.
huge, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they camp like what is it, like 3 or 4 times in this
they
chapter, like
make they make so many camps, and I couldn't help but sit there and think like, man, so like, is this like every time like once they have one of their meals,
It's second
like
breakfast or
second breakfast,
elevensies.
11sies, yeah, like all of those. Like this has got to be it.
just shows how far they're really going if they're like camping that many times. I mean, that's like 4 days already, and
I
they're
mean,
not even out of the Shire.
they're supposed to have gotten because Mary said that I'll see you the day after next, and then they later talk about how Mary's not expecting us for like 2 days or whatever. So it's supposed to be a 2 day
Right.
trip,
Okay, okay, that makes sense.
which kind of was what had me thinking like, oh, they're camping a lot.
Yeah.
Dude, that's just them taking their elevensies, smoking some Hobbit weed.
Yeah. But I think one of the only things that is, like, pretty much one to one, but I mean, not really, is, the Nazgul on the horse and,
Hmm.
they hide behind the tree root. That happens pretty similar, but when I was reading, it almost seemed like Frodo was the only one who, like, kinda realized that they were in danger, like, he had to shut everybody up,
He
and
was
then
the only one. He had to go back and tell them later about like what the rider was about and like how he
yeah,
was sniffing and stuff. Like he had to explain it to them because they didn't see.
yeah.
Hmm.
Good thing he got him to shut up, and, like
And again, the books just like it's so much more like chill than the movies. It's just like oh yeah, dude, that happened.
yeah, I mean, they're definitely, like, really creeped the hell out, he's like, "Oh, the Black Rider," and, like, they're definitely,
I mean, ever since they saw him the second time, like they saw him the first time. What I don't know if it's different riders or what, but they saw the rider the first time, and after that, they were staying off the road. I think it
Mhm.
said they were a stone's throw away, like, off the road, but, and it took them longer because they had to go through so much brush and stuff, but they were freaked out, dude. They did not wanna mess around
I
with that
should.
again, and then that second time, dude, I didn't
I.
realize that the first time I read it or read it and read it, the first time I read it, that thing literally crawls to them. Like, it
Mhm.
doesn't just, like, walk over or anything like a normal human, like, it literally crawls towards them, and then the elves show up and kinda scare it away unintentionally.
Jeez.
I was like, "Ooh," though, like, creepy,
Yeah.
gross, nasty, bro. Are you
Yeah.
kidding?
He's
I feel like
crawling and
that.
sniffing.
I feel like that adds like a lot of character to the Nazgul though, because it's like they're you know they're wraiths. They're supposed to make these weird like deformed amalgamations.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, like, they're invisible, just husks of shadow, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on your wraith, but yeah, it's supposed to be like a spiritual phantasm
Oh,
bullshit.
here, I found it right here. The black shadow stood close to the point where they had left the path, and it swayed from side to side. Frodo thought he heard the sound of snuffling. The shadow bent to the ground and then began to crawl towards him.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Like, ooh,
That's
dude,
freaky.
no shot. I would be trying to get that ring on my finger like that, dude. Are you kidding me?
Well, didn't he say the second time he, like, found
It almost
himself
got him.
just
Yeah.
automatically clutching the ring?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Once more the desire to slip the ring came over Frodo, but this time it was stronger than before. So strong that almost before he realized that he was doing, his hand was groping it in his pocket.
right.
Groping it? Hey yo.
Dude, that reminds me. I texted you guys this line when I read
Yeah.
it. I wanted to read it again for the people because
Go
this is
ahead.
an absolutely insane line. Let me find it. Hold on. Actually, I could probably just look up my text.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can.
there you go.
It's when they're talking about like the the price of Bag End and how he was selling it,
Page 66.
and page 66.
Yeah, last section or last paragraph.
Okay, right here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just why Mr. Frodo was selling his beautiful hole was even more debatable than the price.
Oh.
Is
Yeah,
it
that's a crazy sentence.
I
like,
mean, for us, it's a crazy
Our
sentence back
immature
then.
brains.
yeah,
uh,
I mean, definitely it's a strong one there, but
Yeah.
continuing on to the dwarves, or not the dwarves, the
elves.
elves. Um, yeah, dude, I love the elves. Their entire vibe, I'm digging it, dude. Like,
Which,
you
Yeah.
get so much more
which I was gonna say,
yumminess, you know, in the
this
book.
this is one of those things where like you sort of see a similar version in the movie,
Bro,
where
you
they
just get a
see
glimpse of them walking
Yeah.
through
you
the
just
woods.
get the
This is what's
glimpse. Yeah,
so different.
I know, but this is what I'm. That's what I'm like saying. Is like
Yeah,
you
I'm
sort
agreeing.
of.
I'm agreeing.
I thought you were. Yeah, it's like in the movie, you just kind of see them walking by, and they're like, "Oh, where are they going? Oh, they're
Yeah.
going to They're going to Valinor." I mean, they don't know that, but they kind of know they're leaving somewhere,
Yeah, and they're like, oh, the towers or whatever.
which makes it feel like, dude, I feel like that this should have been a scene in like the extended edition.
Ah, dude, I mean, really, what I really like is the whole vibe, of course. Like, I thought it was super cool how they are just walking by, and then all of a sudden, Gilder's like, oh, or he says, "Hail,
Yeah,
Frodo!"
he already knows Frodo.
Like, he's just mad chill with him. He's just like, "What's up, dog?" And then they just are
Mhm.
like, What's going on with y'all?" And then they're like, Pippin, of course, comes out here. Tell us about the Black Riders, and they're all like, "Huh? Excuse me? We should get going." So then they get going, take them to their sweet little elf camp with some gold and silver lighting and the canopy of trees over. They're just absolutely beautiful. And
Yeah.
then homeboy Gildor shows up and he's like, What, you want some wisdom? Some advice?" It doesn't come dude, he just the way he says it is so cool. He's basically just like advice is not freely given because I don't know your whole situation and this and that. Like the longest. This guy's typing a 2,000 word essay right here in just one little
Oh,
paragraph. Like he
I forgot
extends it
what the
so much, and I
I forgot
love
what
it.
the I forgot what the line was where he was. It was like I think it Frodo is where he's like they tell you yes and no at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, right
Yeah,
here, right here. Go
yeah.
not to the elves for counsel, for they will say both no and yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is it indeed? Laughed Gildor. And this is actually the thing I like right here. I'm not going to read the whole paragraph because, like I said, this guy turns a paragraph into a 2,000 word essay. But he said, elves seldom give unguarded advice, for advice is a dangerous gift, even from the wise to the wise, and all courses may run ill. But what would you do? Or, but what would you? You have not told me all concerning yourself, and how then shall I choose better than you? So he's like, dude, I don't know your entire story. How am I supposed
Right.
to give you advice when you don't even give me the whole thing? Which he's
Yeah.
not like mad at him for not giving him the whole story. He's really just saying, like, I can't give you that advice without having basically the information that Gandalf has. But then he's like, dude, tell me about the Black Riders. I want to know if like I just please like that's all I want to know. And then he's like, flee them, speak no words to them. They are deadly. They're,
Stay away from him,
is it not
bro.
enough to know that they are servants of the enemy? He's like, dude, what do you need to know? They're gonna kill you. Just don't talk to them.
Right. He's
But
probably
I don't know.
afraid
I think it's so funny.
if he told Frodo exactly what they are, that he would just freak Frodo out, and he'd be like, "All right, I'm done. I'm not doing
Actually,
this. I can't."
I'm pretty sure that they do say
He said
that.
that. Yeah, he said that he
Yeah.
Yeah.
didn't want to give too much information
Yeah.
because, or out of fear of basically scaring them into not continuing their their journey.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Which I mean, like it even then, like big wisdom, bro. Like that's so smart to not overload the hobbits basically as soon as they leave home and start seeing some trouble. To be like, oh yeah, so basically these guys are Nazgul.
And
They
then
are
would he
ring
even really
wraiths.
understand it? You know?
That too, yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's an interesting dynamic where like certain beings are so old and entrenched in the world that they know like thousands of years of stuff, and then you have the hobbits who have been
Yeah.
around for thousands of years, not them like personally but like the race, and they know
Mhm.
nothing. And like you're
Yeah.
getting two of those different dichotomies right here where you have like the hobbits who are just like super innocent and know absolutely nothing versus the oldest race of Middle Earth basically just being like, yeah, bud, I'm not gonna tell you that, but you should keep going.
Yeah.
Like, dude, just stay away from him, bro. Stranger danger. Stranger danger.
Yeah.
Stranger danger big time for those guys.
You
Big
see them
time.
go.
You gotta get going.
You see them go find an adult, dude.
Yeah, go find a big person, as you would say.
Oh, this is so funny.
I think
Ooh.
one of the funny things that I read, doesn't it? I forgot where, but doesn't one of the elves just pick up Pippin and then like put him into a bed
Yeah,
and like tuck him in?
yeah, he falls asleep, and then they just pick him up and, like, put him to bed basically as, like, a child.
Yeah.
But I
Or
thought
and
it was
then
funny too because Sam wouldn't even leave Frodo's
yeah.
side, and then he literally falls asleep, like, at his feet.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted to like touch on something, but like so far I feel like the book is like the way they treat Sam, they're treating him like he's a dog. Like he's like, "You want to go see the elves?" He's like, "Oh boy, elves." And
Dude, I
then
mean,
he's
realistically, those go ahead.
and then like then he falls asleep at Frodo's feet. Like this dude's like a dog.
He just got
Well,
golden retriever energy.
Yeah,
yeah, he's
he
golden retriever.
yes.
And what I was gonna say too is like realistically, bro, like it's Sam. He's heard Bilbo's stories. Now he's like, oh, dude, I get to meet these people
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. He's just so excited for sure, but like just the way they describe him is just like making me laugh. Like I don't know, I love
Dude,
it.
he's just a G unit, dude. He's just a G unit.
Oh, absolutely. Straight up G.
Oh,
I mean, that's kind of the whole chapter, though. There really isn't a whole lot more that goes on in terms of just like content. Like it
content.
literally is just selling bag ends, making the plan.
Mhm.
They have their little. He has his little birthday party. They leave. They come across the Black Rider, and then they come across another one, and then they get
Yeah.
saved by the elves unintentionally. They talk to the elves. The elves give them kind of like some Uncle Iroh type advice, and then
They
are just
feed
like
him.
deuces. Well, yeah, they save him
Yeah.
for the night basically, and then they're just like deuces. Like that's the whole thing. But it's just
Mhm.
the way man, like the more I read, the more I'm like, yeah, like I'm falling in love with the whole universe
Yeah.
again, but like on such a deeper level than you would with the movies. Like I can
Yeah.
already tell that we're gonna come out of this in the 3 years or whatever it takes us to finish this book. And
Jesus
I'm gonna be
Christ.
like, dude, like that is just like it's just gonna like blossom. Like my love for this entire thing is just gonna go crazy. I can feel it.
Yeah, I love it.
As nerdy as and geeky as that sounds, like this is just
Mhm.
so good, dude. Like it just takes
Agreed.
everything you like about the movies and obviously it just expands on it, but it does it in a way I wasn't expecting. This entire chapter is just kind of like, for lack of a better word, kind of just BS. Like it does go into like detail on like stuff that we want to know, but like it really is just, hey, make a plan, you
Yeah.
leave, then you see some elves. Like there's not really a lot of important stuff that happens, but that's the cool thing is nothing important happened and I still loved it. It's so cool to learn about these little intricate things and like even just like how
Yeah.
the Nazgul was talking to the old gaffer, the old gaffer was like, "Hey bud, kick rocks." Like that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
dude,
cool. I like it.
that's such a funny image of just a Nazgul knocking on someone's door. I'm like, hey, dude, you seen this guy?
He's
Yeah,
got
I
like a
mean,
poster of him.
what a
You
good
seen this
guy
guy?
though. Like he
Is he?
didn't give him
It's
up.
just it's just a stick figure.
Yeah, a stick figure with a ring. He's like, "Have you seen this guy?
You seen this guy?
Have you seen this hobbit anywhere?"
But what a good
It's
guy for not ratting him out, because like you have this like creepy dude in a cloak in all black with a black horse. Like this dude, you probably see a sword, and he's like, nah, he's gone. He left. Sorry.
well, also too. Don't they say like in the first like chapter or two where they're like hobbits are pretty wary of big people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I think
part
somewhere
of
in the
it.
chapter they even mentioned how somewhere in the South Farthing, some of the hobbits were having trouble with big folk.
And even yeah, for Gaffer though, dude, I don't know if it was he actually was like, hey, yeah, they left, or he was actually covering for him.
I'm
I
pretty sure
love
when Sam was talking about his conversation with the old gaffer later, he was talking yeah, I actually got it right here. Um Not that I liked the sound of him, he seemed mighty put out when I told him Mr. Baggins had left his old home for good. Hissed at me, he did. It gave me quite a shudder. What sort of fellow was he? Says says I
Oh,
to the
what?
gaffer. So that was Sam asking the gaffer what was he like, and then the gaffer said, "I don't know," says he, but he wasn't a hobbit. He was tall and black like,
right.
and he stooped over me. But I reckon it was one of the big folk from foreign parts. He spoke funny, and I actually kind of was curious about that part where he spoke funny.
Yeah.
What is it? Does it just sound like he is a Nazgul, or was he like saying that he spoke funny, like with an accent?
Mm.
He sounded
Probably.
toasty. Have you seen Frodo?
Yeah, he sounded like a ghost. Or I would not be answering the door for that. I mean, not for a Nazgul to begin with, but especially if he was talking like a ghost, it'd be like, bro, about to call the Ghostbusters on you.
Oh, dude, that's funny.
I imagine he probably sounded more like kind of quiet and kind of like wispy in his voice. Maybe
Dude,
kind of a sharp
Oh,
voice.
do you think he
yeah,
sounded
probably.
anything like this? No, I'm not trying to murder our
Excuse me.
eardrums.
Have
Yeah.
you seen Mr. Frodo around here?
Chocolate.
No, I was gonna do the Nazgul
Oh, the
soundboard.
Oh,
scream. Yeah, please don't.
that would be crazy.
Definitely not answering the door. Oh, sorry, you asked if he knew or not, and that's what I was looking for. He said, "Hello, Sam. I thought you were away with Mr. Frodo this morning." So he actually thought that they had left. Probably he thought that they had left with Mary.
Wow.
Ah, that's true. Okay, okay,
Jeez,
But
okay.
I
good
also,
thing.
I mean, like, heck, man, I think I would know if my son left or not. you know,
Well, I mean, I'm sure he knew he would like dip out like for a little bit.
because like his whole
Right.
thing was like they made arrangements where Sam was basically moving, quote unquote, moving with Frodo to Buckland to like tend his farm there or whatever. And so,
Right.
like they had made plans to make it seem like, everything was in order because that was the whole thing. They had to lie to everybody and make it believable and all that nonsense. I think he actually did buy a house though in Buckland. Am I mistaken?
Yeah, he did.
No, it says that. It says that.
He has
Yeah.
a house waiting for him.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Okay, and then one more thing about Sam being written like a dog.
Oh
So
my god.
going back a little bit, um, Frodo, when he gives Sam the key to his house, he says to Sam, "Run down with this to your home,
Oh,
Sam." And then it says Sam ran off at full speed. Like, I don't
dude,
know why
he
that just
is
made me
just
laugh.
loyal, dude. He's just a
Just
loyal guy.
picturing him just sprinting full speed just down the hill to his house. I don't know. It's just kind of funny.
Well, think about it. Bilbo or not, but Frodo is what 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam is 38, so he's 12 years younger than Frodo.
Oh,
I'm pretty
didn't
sure
know
they're
that.
all like younger, aren't they? Because I remember when they were talking about him having his going away party, he was like upset about needing to leave his young hobbit friends or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, so they're all younger. I think it was Mary is the youngest one.
I feel like they put a lot of responsibility on Mary if he's the youngest, because he was also in charge of like managing people when Frodo needed a break
yeah.
after Bilbo left.
Also, I wonder if this is the last time we're going to hear about Fredegar, Bolger, and Folko
Fatty,
Boffin because they do not come with them. So I wonder if they're gone, like out of the book for good
I bet we
It
hear
was
about them at the
at the end.
scourge of
Ooh,
whatever
jeez,
of
yeah,
the Shire.
he's
right.
20. He's 29. Pippin's the youngest one.
Pippin. That
So
kind of makes
Sam is
sense because
29.
Pippin. No, wait. How? Sorry, Aaron. What'd you say?
Pippin's 29, so he's the youngest.
Pippin's
Wow.
29. Okay,
Huh.
that kind of makes sense though because Pippin does kind of seem like the silliest of the
So wait,
bunch.
if 50 is like, am I getting this wrong? Is 50 like kind of coming? No, wait, coming of age is like 30 for
It was
hobbits, right?
33.
Okay, so would it be right to say that 33 is kind of like 18 for humans? Because if
Yeah,
So
if hobbits live like well into their hundreds, I mean, 50 is probably more like, I don't know, 25 or 30. Would you say? I don't know.
So at the start of the Fellowship, he's 29, though chronologically he's only 11 or 12 when the story starts. War for the Ring, he's 29.
dude, Pippin's G. That's another thing. Like this has liked me. This has made me like Pippin more reading the book. Like I like Pippin in the
Yeah.
movies. Pippin and Mary, they're great.
Oh
Dude,
But
yeah.
Pi
all the Hobbits movies are goaded.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like I don't know, getting more dialogue, I guess, for Pippin makes me like him more. And maybe once we
Oh,
get Mary in here, it'll make me like him even more as well. I'm sure it will, but it's just been nice to get some more stuff from Pippin in general. Like, I mean, the thing I have pulled up right now in the book is Frodo sings the song that end in and then to bed and then to bed. And then Pippin joins in and now to bed and now to bed.
I mean, like
he's a
he's
jolly.
basically
He's just
he's just a
he's
kid.
he's just kind of sarcastic and goofy, and I don't know, I like it. But he's also like he's not like dumb because when they're talking about the Black Riders or whatever, he was like he mentioned he's like, but you also mentioned they're going to be sniffing, so like we have to be wary of that too. Like he's
Right.
Dude,
trying to plan ahead for stuff.
Yeah.
dude, now looking back on it now, Pippin being the youngest one makes so much sense as to why Gandalf is like such an angry grandpa with him all the time. That makes so much sense
Yeah.
now.
Well, we didn't mention one of the biggest differences. It's how Merry and Pippin show up in the first place. Like in the movie, it's almost accidental. They just run into them, in the middle of the farmland when they're stealing crops. But in this, like,
Yeah, Farmer
they're
Maggot.
there from the beginning of the journey. Like they knew
Hmm.
this very different, you know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, dude, it's just Like,
way
I
more
don't wanna be like,
sophisticated.
"Oh, it's better," because it is 2 different mediums, you know, you got the
Yeah.
book, you got the movie, and both of
Oh,
them
yeah.
are good in their own respective ways, but
No.
golly, is the book better, dude. Golly.
I mean, yeah. It's hard to say because it's like, I mean,
I'm
a
just
movie
enjoying it
has
so
to
much
be
more.
like 3.5 hours, whereas like a book, you could take as long as you want to read it, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
No real
I mean,
limit to how long a book can really be.
that's so
But
true, and that's what makes it so fun reading it now,
oh yeah,
because we've had so much experience with the movie, but yeah, that's
you
just,
know
you
what?
know.
The way my head canon is, the book is the account of how it all exactly happened, and then the movie is kind of like the retelling of the legend years down the line, where some details are omitted, as with any legend. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
I don't
pretty
know.
cool.
Like the
Yeah,
I
no,
movie
that's
kinda
is
a,
more
like
of like
that.
the fireside
I,
version.
I like that. I like that
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I just came up with that, but
I
No,
like it
I
though.
like that.
I'm
No,
with
that's a
that.
good. That's a good little headcanon. I like that. No, I'm gonna
yeah.
stick with that.
Heck yeah. Me too.
Well, I mean, I think that pretty much wraps it
Yeah.
up, unless you guys have anything else that you wanted to talk about.
Oh man, I
We're
think we
good.
covered everything.
I mean,
That's not
the last thing I'll throw out is, again, thanks to Aaron, Gildor the G.
Mhm.
Um,
Gildor the G.
absolute, like, just random side character we're probably never gonna hear of again, but I loved him.
You never know, he might be in Rivendell.
He
Hopefully.
did say, and now this is me kind of digging in a little bit too much, and we should probably
Mm.
just end it right here. But he did say that he is the leader of the House of Finrod. Is that correct? Does that sound right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure from my extensive YouTube research that Finrod is like an ancient, very cool elf, um from like the olden days, because you know how like there used to be, there's the current Middle Earth, and there's the second
Mhm.
age, and then there's like the first age. I
Yeah,
think this guy's from the first age, like we're talking
right.
OG elf, but I'm sure we'll find out more about that later. I just want to throw that out there for
Yeah.
funsies.
I wonder if we
Isn't
get anything about him in the Silmarillion.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
I bet he's all over the Silmarillion.
Isn't The Lord of the Rings, doesn't it take place during the Third Age?
Third
Yes,
age and third
Right.
age. Then after everything, the fourth age starts.
Right, okay. Makes sense.
the fourth age starts when Sauron is Elim.
Defeated. Yep.
It makes sense. I'd start a new age too, jeez.
It's
Kind of
it's
a
like an
Sauron,
significant event.
Sauron's
dude. It's like
honestly kind of the center point around all of the ages in some degree,
Mhm.
or at least
dude,
the second, the third, and then him dying made the fourth. So yeah, most of the
Yeah.
ages.
dude, it's like Skyrim. It's like Skyrim, where they were like, yeah, it's not like an exact thing on the ages. It's just when something significant happens and we change
Yeah,
Right.
it.
which
Yeah.
kind of makes sense. But okay, yeah, well, we're just rambling now.
Oh yeah,
Thank
cut
you
it
for
out.
Yeah.
listening.
Thank
If
you
anyone
guys.
has made it this far, yeah, this is, obviously still a work in progress, but we appreciate you for sticking with us,
Yeah,
listening to
definitely.
our rambling and our yapping. Obviously, we hope that you're reading along with us, maybe quicker at a faster pace, but reading the book nonetheless, because it is just so good.
Hey, well, when we release these episodes, it'll seem like we're doing this super consistently every week. So
That's true, but I hope no one else is reading one chapter a week.
one chat, yeah, that is crazy. Hope
Yeah,
maybe we'll
this
start
for this
combining
book, dude.
chapters.
We
That's
took like a
true.
Never know.
2 week break too.
Yeah, we're definitely not going speedy with it, but hopefully, that the whole thing is like I hope someone else is reading the book, because it
Yeah,
is such a significantly different experience, but like
yeah,
just
deeper.
in yeah,
All
in
right, so
all positive ways.
should we just end the recording? We're
We
just
should.
rambling.
We
All
should.
right, thank you guys. Join us next
Thank
time for
you.
chapter
Yeah.
4.
Thanks,
Catch us next
guys.
Bye
week.
bye.
Bye bye for Frodo's beautiful hole.
Bye. Jesus.